Hello and welcome to another edition of the Dugout podcast. I am your co-host Andrew, alongside my co-host Marissa. And once again, for the second week running, we have former Barbados Under-17 and Under-20 football captain Damar in the building. I'm pretty sure he's in a very, very good mood because France has made the final. How lovely is that? So, on tonight's episode, we're going to be looking at the quarterfinal games, looking at the semifinal games, and then, giving our analysis, our thoughts, making our predictions for Sunday's final. So we'll let Marissa kick us off.
Just pelt the ball right at me, boy.
Of course.
Love to throw me deep end,
You had a lot to say before we started. I think you should continue on that thing. Go ahead.
Hardy hard. Anyways, you're just grumpy.
I'm actually in a very good mood because
Really?
it's been about 4 days removed or 3 days removed from the game. I'm actually in a pleasant mood. I've gone over it. That
We see how
disappointment.
long that lasts.
It was a 24-hour disappointment, and then I got over it.
We see how long that lasts. Anyways,
Go ahead.
we should we start with France, England, or should we go in order?
Go in order.
I think we should go in order, yes.
Yeah, let's go in order for real. Because if we start with France and England, we'll never get to the end of the show. All right, so the first quarterfinal was Croatia, Brazil, and we had our first upset. I think out of the three of us, Damar was probably least surprised. I was probably most surprised by this result. So Brazil, the game it was 0-0 after 90 minutes, went to extra time. Brazil scored through Neymar. And I think most people thought that was that. But then Croatia had a late equalizer, and then the game went to penalties. And Brazil, well, yeah. What happened to Brazil, boys?
No, go on, Andrew.
Let's see.
I know how to them.
Well, a lot of things happen. I remember when we did our predictions or review the squads. I said to Marissa Chandler that I felt Brazil lacked a pure genuine weekend because every 3 to 4 days. Correct. Every 3 to 4 days, scorer, right? A clinical finisher. As I said, Brazil would create chances, and the foreline that they had would take the occasional chance. But I wasn't convinced that in a game that tight, these men, put 2 and 3 and clinical chances or what's not away. And I saw Vinicius had a chance. I saw Richarlison had a couple. Eventually, like you said, in extra time, Neymar got the breakthrough. Through, in my opinion, pure persistence, which pays off. Kudos to him. But to me, the return pass was a bit heavy. But he kind of out of character. He didn't give it up. He actually, kept the run going, rode the challenges, and then, got the benefit. That's my opinion. I don't care. And it meant then that obviously Croatia will have to come out and look for goal, right? That was the nitty-gritty. This is what I was surprised about. I was surprised about the Brazil's management of the game after going ahead, because I would not hold the goal score from Croatia when you got 7 players caught up the field. I'm not sure. How why Casemiro and Fred, for example, will be caught behind the ball or whatever the case would be, having to chase back. It was one of those bizarre moments, and Croatia benefited from it. They did, but they think Croatia never really come out to play. But at the same time, when they did come forward, they did have little signs that they might fashion at least one chance. It's whether or not they would take it, and deflection help. Penalties are always a lottery. I see people talking about Neymar should have, maybe kicked earlier, for example. Yada yada yada. I mean, whether or not he kicked first or last.
Yeah, I want to talk about that after Damar gave his thoughts for sure.
But the thing is, for me, it's all about the 5 players are kicking. Signs is pay off, let your best kicker kick last, or sometimes it doesn't. It's just the way it goes. And I honestly believe that I don't think Neymar would have gotten a chance to kick regardless, having gone at number 5. Because next kicker for Croatia was Modric, and I don't think Modric would have missed. That's just me. So, that's how it goes. Unfortunate for Brazil. I just think that, they could have managed the game better, right? Definitely 1-0 up, extra time. Casemiro is a holding player. Do not go ahead the ball. Stay, just stay and protect the back four. Fred, be a bit more disciplined as well. And I think they would have seen that game out.
Was it? Would you say that was a bit of arrogance then? Maybe they felt like Croatia didn't have a threat, so they felt they could do whatever they want and they'll get away with it, basically.
Um, so I think it's a bit of both. I don't want to call it arrogance, but I don't think that they felt as if Croatia was a legit threat to score. Because most of the game,
Right.
Croatia wasn't really coming forward, or coming forward with any intent to really score or threaten, in my opinion. And then there's the thing. I think it was more down to the fact that with Brazil, especially with this, 20-year wait for World Cup that's going to extend to 24. I think that a part of their psyche is that they have to entertain, they have to, say the fans, and I feel like they is in their DNA that they must go forward and get goals. That's just me. I think so, and I think that might have been the case on that occasion, like not satisfied with just winning 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can start where you left off. I don't think is that they were arrogant. In any football match, one of the most times you're vulnerable is right after you score a goal.
Right.
That is a vulnerable moment. I too was surprised because if you pause the cross before they took the shot, it was almost like a 4v4.
Yeah.
Or 4v3.
Or for victory.
In the box. And I was like, what was I really doing here? But yes, Croatia was really fortunate, to be honest. I only tuned into the game from extra time. That's true. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch during the game. So a little bit before extra time, because I didn't see Vinicius was off and Richarlison was off. So I hear you mention just now that I had chances. But again, like I said before too, the guys are decent, but I want to put my money on Vinicius in front of the goal or Richarlison in front of the goal as a guarantee. Yes, Richarlison was scoring goals, and he did a good job, but he still isn't, for me, some person you can depend on. So when the game, as the parts that I watched in extra time, Anthony was going down. I gave my thoughts about people like him before, so I won't go back over him again, but just goes to show that, again, I heard the commentator say, he looks lively, but he ain't really producing anything. He's just, looking lively. And it's easy
Producing
to get.
some embarrassing dives, though. That's what he produced.
I see parachutes tackle the parachutes and win up and he go again. And that was my concern with Brazil. These guys look good. Well, look good. I guess to the untrained eye, you would say. And it's Brazil, the football, and they got most of the fans blaring and stuff like that. But really, people like him ain't really produce anything. I give Neymar props because for me, this is not the only time, but a time where Neymar actually stood up and pulled his team through the fire. Like he actually come up with. And he did it before, but I was glad for him. Again, he's a person that I would have given criticism of, not on the show, but previously too. But I was kind of glad that, okay, maybe they're proving me wrong. Maybe they can prove me wrong. Maybe. But from the time Croatia score, I said, no, these are going to lose. They will lose. No matter from here on out, they will lose. Because again, one of my concerns for the Brazil team was, under pressure, these guys going to fool. And who kicked the last penalty? The same person that I said does fool. Marquinhos. So again, from the time Croatia scored, I said, Brazil gone. Brazil gone. I didn't expect Rodrigo to miss. I didn't expect him to miss the penalty. But he gets saved. And that's all she wrote, basically. Croatia get fortunate. There's the saying, bang, but don't break. Eventually, they broke, but they were fortunate enough to get a goal. And from there, I knew the moment would be Brazil's demise. I guess that is all I could really say about the game. But I wasn't surprised. I knew they wouldn't run over Croatia that everybody might think, because Croatia again is a top team. They don't got all the most popular names or hairdos, but they gonna stand on ground. and they're gonna be very difficult.
It's funny you mentioned Marquinhos because when he stepped up to take that penalty, I immediately thought of what you said last week, and it was like, why I feel like he can miss. So I was like, oh my gosh, and so said, so done. But I don't know. For one, I was disappointed, and I was surprised. I personally, I'm not a typical Bajan. You know, most Bajans are Brazil fans, but I still had a kind of soft spot for them because I really enjoyed the football they were playing. But to see them go like that and then seeing everybody crying at the end, that was tough for me to watch. But give Croatia credit. I think they got lucky as y'all said. I also think they didn't really have many chances over the course of the 120, but one thing they do is that they dig in and they defend for their lives, and they have a very good midfield, and I think that that's pretty much their base for everything. So, congrats to them on at least reaching the semifinals. We'll talk about the semifinal in a bit, but commiserations to Brazil. Damar and Andrew in his own way were right. That's Andrew's favorite words to hear. So let me just tell you, you were right about your assessment about the forward line.
But I want to say something about what you mentioned about Brazil. Sorry, not Croatia. Sorry, something I forgot to mention that you said they defended for their life, they digged in, and I felt that Croatia's backline was really, really disciplined. Lovren and Garvadol, really, really.
I know as a Liverpool man, but also as a Liverpool man, I know you must be feeling,
My thing is right.
Lovren and the youngster Garvadol, they defended well, and they can't forget obviously the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper again, who did a great job.
Yeah, and I told my cousin that same thing. I was like, he always maintained that Lovren could play. He just inconsistent, but Lovren could play. Lovren's a good defender when he wake up and feel like playing.
And Vardiol is probably going to go for a huge sum of money next summer, so we'll see where he ends up. Yeah. But yeah. So the next game was the same day. I thought that this was, honestly, if I had to choose, I think this was probably the best of the 4 quarterfinals. Netherlands versus Argentina. Andrew was messaging me constantly, being annoying. I'm like, dude, just let me watch the game in peace, no? But he was very happy. Pardon?
I don't recall messaging you, Pedro, but no.
Really? Don't let me pull up
Seriously, no, Friday was a busy day. Saturday was also busy. I don't recall messaging you. I could be wrong.
You started messaging me after the dodgy pen.
Oh, yeah, because I was off, man.
Right. And then telling me some nonsense. And then when Netherlands get back one and then they equalize, you was over the moon. I ain't hear you after that, but so whatever. But I thought this was a really great game. I can't remember who it was that said it. Was it one of the two of y'all were saying about Argentina not really being solid enough to keep leads? I can't remember which one of y'all it was.
That was Damar.
But it was really, pardon?
I think that was Damar.
Okay.
I think so.
But it was really interesting to see at 2-0 up. I really thought that was the game done. Not that Netherlands were playing particularly bad, but I really thought that was it. I felt like, I still feel like this World Cup seems to be Messi's World Cup, and everything just seemed destined. But it was, I think, I can't remember, I cannot pronounce the guy's name, so I won't even try. He came on, he got back one goal, and then an excellent, I thought that was a really clever free kick at the end. Really, really clever to snatch the game. Well, snatch the draw, take it to extra time. And then I don't remember anything much happening extra time, but then it went to penalties. Who missed the first penalty for the Dutch? I can't remember. Was it
Virgil?
From Liverpool,
Is it from Liverpool?
It was a top. Right. It was a top save though. It wasn't. To me, it wasn't a bad penalty. It was just a top save.
I actually agree. I just wanted to pull your leg a bit. I thought Emi Martinez, he was a little annoying, but then I realized that there was some stuff going on. I guess we might get into it during the lead up to the penalties that was getting Argentina kind of riled up. But I thought Emi Martinez was excellent in the penalty shootout, to be honest. And the Dutch, unfortunately, went home for Andrew because those were his dark horses.
What's my dark horse?
Yeah. So those are my brief thoughts. As I said, I thought it was a good game. but I think it does raise some concerns about Argentina, and we'll get to a preview of the final in a bit. I think it does raise some concerns about Argentina being able to keep these and defend solidly enough, especially when they come under pressure.
All right, go. I watched that game actually. That's why I actually left work and managed to go and see it.
I thought you left work before your time.
Nah. I left work at 2.
Oh, okay. What time school is finished?
2.
Is it finished?
Oh gosh.
For me, I think Argentina pretty much dominated the game in terms of creating chances. Again, the master showed his worth again with that beautiful pass. And I think Argentina pretty much had the better run of the game. Holland, you said Holland didn't play poorly, but I don't think they had the hold on the game that Argentina did. To me, it's only when I think it's Weghorst or Svenghorst or something like that.
Weghorst. Yeah.
Weghorst.
Yeah.
To me, that was almost against the run of play. Like, I want to say out of nowhere, but Holland really didn't look likely. Because again, Holland is one of the teams that even though Cody Gakpo was playing well, Holland does not have a threat up top. And it's only when that goal scored that he tidied the game turn. To me, in my opinion, watching it. Messi does what Messi has been doing since the tournament start. Stepping up, setting up, taking the game with his scruff of the neck and playing. But Holland was there, like Frankie de Jong, again, they weren't terrible, but I don't know what the tactics were, but they weren't terrible, but to me, they weren't on the same level as Argentina. And Argentina reminded me of World Cup 2006 when they played Germany, when they were beating Germany. And then, they took off their playmaker at the time, Raquel, and then they got scored on, and then the game ended up being lost. When Holland scored, that was a flashback to me. I tell myself, I hope these here don't do what they did in 2006 and end up getting beat. And the free kick, well, I do say it was a soft penalty, I guess, ish.
I think it was a pen.
So far, no.
There was contact. There was contact. You can't say he ain't got touch. You can't say he ain't got touch.
But it's a contact sport. Look at him.
You can't say he ain't got touch. I won't delve into that too much, but it wasn't the I guess the closest or the shortest call I guess you could make for a penalty. But the free kick, like the last kick of the game, all you had to do was block that. All you had to do was stop that, and the game was to blow. Extra time, nothing so. But to do that in the 90th or 100th minute.
90 plus 11.
90 plus 11, 101st. To do that in a World Cup at that stage, I thought that was excellent. That was brave because at that point, everybody expect, somebody can try to shoot and score his ball. Somebody can try to shoot. And I thought that was the best goal of the tournament so far, given the timing that it happened at and what it meant for the team. But after that happened, again, I think Argentina, when Di Maria came on, Argentina assumed dominance in the game again because in the dying moments of the game, Argentina really had on the back foot again. So I think that game was a case of Argentina dominating, taking the foot off the gas, conceding a happenstance goal because again, just a header, and that upset the whole apple cart. And the penalties, Martinez is a good penalty stopper, to my knowledge, and he proved it again. I think again I didn't talk about this just now, but the whole concept about who should kick first and who should kick last and all that. For me, penalties is a toss up. Penalties is a toss up. You can flip a coin almost, because yes, the theories are, you want your strongest penalty taker to kick first and last, or whatever the case is, but there is no guarantee that whether he's your best penalty kicker, whether he's your worst penalty kicker, he's gonna score. That's just how it goes with penalties. So to me, all the theories don't really make sense, because at the end of the day, you got your 5 best penalty kick takers. Some there's be stars, some there's people that nobody don't know about, because we don't train with people, so we don't know who can actually kick a penalty good or not. People say, the stars that they kick last, to for the glory. I ain't gonna call them names. I ain't gonna call nobody names who do that. But
the bad mind, look at them.
I'm sure me and Damar thinking about the same person, but okay.
Yeah, probably. Put the kick last.
I feel what you think about too. Look at them.
But I think that a penalty shootout. Are you seeing stars miss? Are you seeing ardent people miss? It's really down to who got the nerves. And if the goalkeeper guessed right, really and truthfully. That was really coming down to it. But I think Argentina deserved to win. To me, they were the stronger team. And they left it late. Way late. I don't think I had to go that far. But I was glad for them.
Before you go, Andrew, just a side note on Weghorst. I actually saw he did that before. He did a similar free kick routine with a club he played for in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Scored as well too. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, he changed the game for Holland. He and another guy, can't really name, but two players came out really changed the game for Holland.
All right, well, I am very brief, as brief as I can be.
So you want to talk about England? You got a whole list of notes about England, right?
I mean, we just playing through these other games. Right.
Nevertheless, as it pertains to Argentina and Holland, whew. So I see things a bit differently than both of you. I felt as though Holland were flat. I felt Holland were very ineffective. To me, Holland came, which I expected them to do. Holland came and tried to play the same sort of tactics that they did against US, which is, one of the player Gapo get the ball and hold it up, and either turn or lay off, and you break from there, counter type of game. But to me, Frankie De Jong, they had a good game, and he went missing for long periods, and that kind of negate that game plan, because he's the one who's their reference player. He's the one who typically determines what will happen when they get the ball, and he was playing mucho. I don't want to see where they said, but he was playing mucho crap, essentially, in that game for the better part of 70 odd minutes. And Argentina were deservedly in front, regardless of what I thought about the penalty. Messi did a brilliance, as Damar said. And it's one of those instances where when Messi came inside and was driving towards the left, the defense started to shift over to their right. And back to goal. Well, not back to goal, back to where part of the space was. And they did blind, so he didn't recognize where the space was fast enough, so Malita was able to penetrate. And the pass was executed well. So, and I often complain about the jokers that Messi's played for Argentina. But, thankfully, the men started taking the chances for Argentina fans. I won't say I'm happy about that, but fair enough, whatever. Holland, like you said, after being so ineffective for most of the game, they did a last choice dice to me and went long, went direct. Bring on 2 big fellas, Luke De Jong, I think that's the other guy, and Weghorst. Give himself 2 targets and just started load the box. Bada even went up for a period as an auxiliary striker. Right, just load the box. Because what happened was that Argentina clearly don't handle, balls in the box, direct balls in the box. And then you saw...
And they're a bit short.
Yeah. And then you saw many Otamendi and Romero panicking. Because that's basically what led to the first header was a good header. It was against run of play, but it was a good header. And then that was all Holland was doing, just loading the box. And then you got the situation where how Holland got the free kick so late is because Argentina, again, panicking. And you got people making rash, foolish decisions and barging men in the back. Argentina really lost the heads for a moment there, you know. And also everything was taken off. People was getting books and all sorts of foolishness. And Holland got the equalizer. I wouldn't say the equalizer was deserved to me because on balance the game, I think Argentina should have won in 90 minutes. But I would say Holland, you know, for
But
the
you
last
was
15
glad
or
for it.
so, start to ask the right questions, I suppose, and get some reward. In the extra time, as the Mars said, Argentina again, you know, regained control of the match. The Marissa's introduction was quite, you know, important. And as I told Marissa before, if he's fit, he go play. Right? And he showed way, right? Direct running, pacey. Holland was clearly playing for penalties. And I think what Marissa alluded to in terms of things taking off is reported that Van Gaal apparently said at the end of the extra time that if it goes to penalties or somewhere during it, if it goes to penalties, Holland will win because they're better at penalties or what's not. And that irritated
You said that too,
the
actually.
Argentina players. Yeah, I probably said that too. Fair enough. But here's my thing.
He said something during the game.
Mhm.
Sorry, I think he said something in the build to the game about Messi not defending, and that means it's 10v11.
Yeah.
But Louis
Yeah,
Van
there was a
Gaal-
lot. There was a lot I was kicking off too. I think somebody also said that every shot that Messi take, they can save and all sorts of stuff they were saying lead up to the game.
but
The
Louis
game
Van Gaal
had a
has-
bit of needle.
I didn't hear that, Andrew.
I said the game had a bit of needle. You know, a bit of bite. It was a feisty affair.
Yeah, because when is Martinez that sent the ball to the Holland to the Holland dugout. But Argentina
I
kind
think
of
it was Paredes that did that. Yeah,
It's Paredes,
I think so.
or whoever it was.
Yeah.
And that's when you know Argentina got a history of bad boyism
Yeah.
in football. And again, remember I had also brought up the physical side of the game because I know the Argentines could get them dirty if they need to. And how will Holland respond? So it started to get feisty. The referee, I don't tell me referee, but it started to get that kind of way. But again, I think the better side won. The issue with Louis Van Gaal though and Messi and this celebration again, Louis Van Gaal treating Riquelme like a dog at Barcelona. And one of the long list of players that Louis Van Gaal treat bad. And me being a Riquelme fan, even more than a Messi fan. Actually, I wouldn't even say he's a Messi fan. I like Messi for Barcelona, and I wouldn't say he's a huge fan of him, but I was definitely a huge fan of Riquelme. And you know, it was a little bit of payback after all the trash talk and the history that gone back 20 years of how he treat players and stuff like that. So that was interesting.
What I would say about the comments that I saw about, you know, what Van Gaal said about being better at penalties and that they would definitely win and yada yada yada. I don't know if that's enough to irritate a team. I just felt as though, and it's suited Argentina. I just felt as though Argentina decided that they were going to have this type of siege mentality, you know, and it's us against everybody else. That ain't Argentine, you know. Messi clearly come to wage war. You know,
Messi forget.
But Messi kind of, I think Messi moving kind of since in Copa America last year actually, I read this Messi moving kind of volatile. He got this like a difference in attitude or demeanor.
Yeah.
Since in Copa
He don't
America,
play so for PSG, you know. He don't look so at PSG. He's just be. If I play today, play. If I don't play,
but he
play.
got a little bit of bite when he playing for Argentina lately.
you know, so like you know, and if that's what it takes to get him to to win this tournament, well, kudos to him. But and as Damar said, in terms of penalties, I feel as though penalties are a toss of the coin. But who will the nerve? And Martinez made some big saves, and that is what won the game. So I think on balance, Argentina deserve to go through. So I didn't have
I
any
agree too.
arguments with the result.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the third quarterfinal, I ain't gotta tell you, I ain't see none of this game.
I didn't watch it.
I did see the goal, but
I watched.
I wasn't home.
Well, sorry, but you have explored it because I didn't watch it. I had no
Yeah.
interest in it. I was following the score but I didn't have enough
You
interest in
should
it.
have had an interest in it, considering that whoever won, we were gonna. Well,
No,
you
I
may
can't
have
say
played.
like I was following the score on my phone, but I didn't get to watch it. I wasn't at home, so
Okay,
couldn't watch it.
Okay,
but I was
that
surprised by the result though. I fully expected Portugal to win this game. Honestly, I know Morocco have been fantastic in the tournament, and like we will get to later, they were also fantastic in the semifinal. I felt, I mean, they only conceded their first goals tonight, I believe. So, but I still fully expected Portugal to have too much for them. But again, another upset.
But Damar, before we go on, right, let me say something about this, about Portugal and their exit.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yes, I can talk
Here
about
we go. Here we go.
This is a
Here we
composed
go.
outburst, by the way.
Here we
is
go.
a,
Here we
is
go.
a
Here we
what?
go.
Is a what? Is a what?
Composed outburst. Composed outburst.
Yeah.
Bit of an
It's what he
oxymoron,
likes to
but don't
call
worry about
his
it.
rants. It's really a rant, but he
It's
likes
not a
to
rant.
call them
Actually,
composed.
I think it's just a grievance. And this is what I would say.
Oh,
I
brother.
predicted Portugal would win. Okay, I thought Portugal would find a goal from somewhere. Considering the attacking quality that they have on the pitch, right? But I did mention against Spain, I did see a bit of the Morocco Spain, and I did mention that Morocco's defense was very, very disciplined. And it's just a question of whether or not they'll replicate that type of discipline to shut out Portugal, which apparently they did. But you see, Portugal, I'll be a liar, right? If I didn't say I'm glad I want to go home. You want to know why glad I want to go home?
Oh my God.
Because when the people, right, that like to come and disrespect legends, modern day legends,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Yes. I can say what it is. I don't care if the man that replaced against who they played the run before?
Switzerland.
Switzerland, right? They won 6-1, right? I don't care if that guy score a hat trick. He can score 100 hat tricks. I don't care if who else is going to score. If you name Cristiano Ronaldo as your squad captain and he's in the World Cup squad, you understand? All good respect in a knockout game, you have to start him. He should have started again. Even if you got to take it off after hour, fine. But you can't come. You know, just got certain men that you should start. Once a day they're gonna start. Messi could be walking on one foot and he can start. If I got to take it off, if I got to take him off after over, fine, so be it. But he got to start. I ain't being very serious. Zidane could go, I don't know, chicken gun you. If you give me 5 minutes, you can start the 5 minutes and then you take it off and we deal with it after. Cool. I understand. Okay, when I was upset to be substituted in the final group game, and his reaction may not have been what you like. But anything else, get me wrong, I feel like when some of these coaches of late feel as if to stamp their authority, they have to bench a player. Now, there's certain things that a player needs to be benched for. But I've seen, mention Banga. He's not clearly not your favorite person. But I've seen issues where players have shown visible displeasure with Louis Van Gaal's decisions. I remember Champions League campaign when Robin was at Bayern, and he was substituted, and Robin came off the pitch, doing his, trying to hissy fit. And Van Gaal stand up, seriously, and step in his path. I said a quiet word in your ear, and you man sit down. I point out, you mentioned man sit down, and that's enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you need to bench Ronaldo, and for the fact you bench Ronaldo, and they had a call playing to try and save you. You know what I'm saying? That's where you going home. That's where you should have gone home. Seriously, I am so serious. No, because you see certain direction we're going. And then they beat Morocco right against semi-final against France, so they would have benched you too. And if you happen to beat that what you're doing to Ronaldo in the World Cup, I done disrespect though, but go.
I understand your point. I think I don't get it. And some person say that the change was merely tactical. I don't believe that it was tactical. I don't believe that was tactical. Not after the way how I heard Fernando Santos talk at the press conference.
Mm.
And as you said, this man's your captain, and there's a World Cup. This might be his last. He has a very good chance that you could win it. What tactical change would you make at a crucial point in the tournament to put him on the bench? So to me, that didn't make sense. But people say it wasn't because of that. But I understand your point, Andrew. I understand your point. But at the end of the day, people did think that he would have started against Morocco. He didn't. I am not necessarily convinced that if Ronaldo had started the game, they would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this isn't sure that Ronaldo or anything like that. Seeing how the games have been playing, I can't necessarily say for sure that, if he had played, they would have been better stead. I don't know that I could say so 100%. And the youngster, he rolled the dice, the youngster scored a hat trick. It would be, like, I don't want to say it would be hard, but because for you, it's the easiest decision. Whether he score a hat trick or 5 goals or 10 goals, Ronaldo got to start the next game. But in the grand scheme of things, the coach decided to go with who perform or who got the business done. And again, you don't know what else kick off behind the scenes of the cases, but I talked about Ronaldo's attitude last week, and I talked about it again. Because again, y'all know where I stand with him on that. So I talked about it again. I don't feel like if Portugal, because I watched the game, Portugal had, I think that this game was a case of just Portugal not finishing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Portugal had chances. And that Portugal had chances, and that Morocco stonewalled Portugal. Because that's not what happened. The keeper made good saves. Morocco gonna play like how Morocco display. And let me talk Morocco for a little bit. Let me shift the focus away from the people who lost, the losers. Right? Again, just because of that guy, even though they lost, we're talking about them. I think that the goalie was excellent. Amrabat and Onahi but everybody knows Ziyech, but Amrabat, Onahi, and Boufal. I think the two of them probably will get a move in summer.
Amrabat is the midfielder?
The ball head, number 4.
Okay.
Defensive midfielder. To me, he has the best, after, or maybe I would even say he might be better than Chouameni for France. France is number 8. I think Amrabat has been the best defensive midfielder in the tournament. And maybe if I could get him an award, we'd give both of them the same award. But
apparently he was told that by your president today.
Oh, I didn't know that. But he really, really was solid. And the good thing about Morocco during the game was Morocco played their normal game. It was a pretty open game. Morocco played well. They defended. I think what Morocco lacked also again is a real cutting edge threat up top. And Nazari isn't bad, and the goal scored from a keeper mistake, as the truth too. The goal scored from a mistake. But again, you can't be making mistakes at this level. And Morocco punished them. But João Felix had chances. I think they hit the post. Like Portugal had chances. Portugal had Morocco at one point or some points, really on the back foot. And no amount of parking the bus, whatever the case is, it just come down to Portugal just then finishing. Even when Ronaldo came on, he had a shot, but that was really a half chance. But again, I've seen Ronaldo score goals like that. A goal the ball get played through, he just run out to the ball and shoot, and he just scored in. So that I would say as a half chance, but with Ronaldo it could have gone in because I've seen him score some goals that it blow my mind. Like he's shooting balls and the ball hitting people on the foot and going bar and things like that. So he would score a goal like that. But they had a gilt edge chance at the end of the game. Pepe missed a sitter for a header. A sitter.
Yeah, I saw
right
that.
in the goal bar. And then had the goal to get on TV and talk about the
referee.
He even got no shame.
Oh my gosh.
The first thing up Pepe mouth was the referee. Was the referee. And again, Morocco did what they do. And I can talk about Onahi again. He was excellent. Passing, moving, skill. They didn't really have an answer for him. He really played well in that Portugal game. But Portugal had chances. Right. And that they probably should have scored. Or you probably expect them to score. João Felix played good. He had chances and he created chances. Bruno created chances, but Portugal just missed fire. I think that's all that, and it's unfortunate to miss fire at that point. But To me, that's all it really was. Portugal had Morocco dead to rights at points. They just didn't score.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, and I trust your assessment of the game. And I was not saying that if Ronaldo started, they won. Just let me add that. I'm just saying, okay, respect. If you carry man in your squad, start it.
But the coach, but what I can counter argue and say that he was disrespectful to the coach.
I don't care. They send him home then. they got players get sent home. The man from Cameroon get sent home. We know the goalkeeper Marissa. He gets sent home. We don't send him home. If he's so disrespectful, send him home. Tell the packy bang along. You know what I'm saying? We could be anywhere.
You can't send home Ronaldo for me last World Cup. Come on.
You can't send him home, but you can bench you though. All right, whatever. So good.
At least when the bench, he still could come on and effect again. He can't effect again for home in Portugal.
In the man last whole game, right? Go play. That like for example, you remember I was still working at St. Lawrence at that time. Remember the year when Brendan Rodgers was in charge of Liverpool? Liverpool played Real Madrid Champions League. They didn't have any chance to go to group stage. I remember Brendan Rodgers come and pick a team with all the other French players and had to drop on the bench. Them type of things, disrespect.
Of course I remember because you would never let anybody forget it.
And I said, we want to see these men. No, seriously. Or for example, I give a different example. Even Chelsea former manager Jose Mourinho, the same season, basically wrote a letter and said Rodgers trying to play Armando. That's a club legend. They got a certain men, right? That quite understand this Ronaldo last World Cup. And more they great. And actually, I looked at a stat that said Portugal had only qualified for 3 World Cups in their history before Cristiano Ronaldo made his debut. Since Ronaldo has made his debut, they've qualified for all 5 World Cups since. Yes, thinking though Fernando Santos. And actually, yeah, I call it that because you get me hype now. And actually, right? Actually, I believe Santos is the manager when Portugal won the European Championship. Which Ronaldo did a lot for that tournament and that team in that tournament. Actually, Ronaldo was one of the star players who defended him when everybody was saying, "Oh, Portugal got this amount of talent and the manager do defensive." So technically, Ronaldo's part of what you got your job though. Anyway, I done.
You sure?
I done.
You was
well, I started again
though.
shortly, but I done for now. I done on Portugal though. I done.
Again, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. It sounds feasible. I hear what you're saying. When he received the blow, he gone on tunnel crying by himself. Oh, he think next field battle. He gone on tunnel by himself crying. Like, the man field battle. He's a captain. He's a captain. And you say he ain't start, but as soon as the half blow, he come on like if he ain't come on at ice. I think it was like 57 minutes.
Yeah, 57 a little bit minutes. Yeah.
He come on. He came on. So again, the man said, you know what? It ain't working out. Come on.
We had a choice. You can imagine get beat. I don't play pitch.
I agree with that. You gotta bring it on, and he did bring it on. It ain't like he waited till like 80th minute and said, "Look, all right, try and rescue me here." And 50 minutes and a half again. And I could tell you from watching that again, within that half, not that hard to get a kick of the ball.
I believe you. I'm just saying on principle.
Now they have the impact on that game coming on either.
Fair enough. On principle though. On principle, you can start it.
Fair enough.
That's me.
Where are you?
All right. Next quarterfinal.
Well,
I ain't go first. I can introduce this one.
No. Listen, I had this introduction plan every set, so allow me.
Should have finally right for once. So go on. If you get a result out of score line prediction, she should happen. Go ahead.
So. Let me first start off by saying before we get into this quarterfinal that I am very disappointed to y'all. I hear coming on expecting Damar to go on his Zidane shirt. And Drew to want to throw people and go on his Harry Kane shirt. And I'm like, both of them come dressed like this is any normal show. When it's really... Let me hear why.
No, you go. You mean first.
Okay. So, for this quarterfinal, we have in the blue corner, Damar. And we have in the red corner, Andrew. No. Well, this semi-final for me was...
Quarterfinal.
Right, quarterfinal. Well, things get to my head already. I have to say, I was surprised, but I know what I'm about to say is going to irritate Andrew. I'm going to give England their props, and I'm going to say England played well. I am surprised that Southgate went with the back four. I am surprised that he, I think he showed things in the game that, especially after halftime, how you guys came out, I think he was showing that he really wanted the team to go for it. But I will also say that this is why I don't like England football or cricket, but that's a whole other matter. I hate that whenever England even do a smidgen well in anything, you always hear these narratives coming up. Oh, we were the better side. Oh, we were so unfortunate to lose. Blah, blah. I'm not saying they weren't the better side, but I would say that there's an argument to be had that France allowed England a lot of leeway in this match, in my personal opinion. France come and dominate the play right up to the Chouameni goal. Then in typical Deschamps style, because he do it again today, for a time they went 1-0 up, they're sitting back, inviting pressure. There was only ever going to be one result from that spell of play between France conceding and England scoring, which was an England goal. France ain't really shown nothing in between then. Then what happened? As that penalty went in, France on it again. And it must be frustrating as a France fan to watch. But I genuinely felt that France always had another gear to go in this game. Now, people could say maybe France didn't play well because England didn't allow it. I ain't buying into that.
Me neither.
I personally believe that France do what they always do under Deschamps. Once they have a lead, they don't really go expansive, in my personal opinion. So when Harry Kane scored a penalty, again, I felt there was only going to be one winner. France had it before Giroud scored his header. He had a great opportunity before that, and they had other half opportunities before that. I know Andrew Dane, he little red corner smiling, just chomping at the bit to come at me, but that's okay. Mason Mount came on, won the penalty. Actually, I can't even say he won that penalty.
Exactly.
Hernandez was brain dead. I don't know what he was doing in that moment.
That was a gift.
Again, right, exactly. So, and then I hear people say, if Kane has scored, it would have been a different result. Again, I just expected if Kane had scored, I was shocked he missed. But if Kane had scored, I fully expected France to up the ante again, turn it on again, and maybe got on a late winner. So, I would give Jackie Jacket. Southgate surprised me with his tactics in the game. But at the end of the day, I still feel that regardless of whether England were the better side or not, being the better side don't win your World Cups or win your games. Put the ball in the back of the net. And when you think about it, England never can. There was one opportunity I could think of that England really had that probably should have scored, and that was, I think, in the second half, when I think it was Saka and Hernandez at the back post or something like that, and the ball went behind for a goal kick, but I thought it was a corner. But anyways, I didn't really see anything that England showed in that game that tell me that there was like really threatening Lloris or banging down the hashes. The general play was fine, but really and truly, come on, France always were going to win that game for me. That's just my personal opinion. Let me slouch back in my little corner and allow Andrew to come at me.
First, right? If I let me. Hey, listen. The Murray won't go first. He won't go before I do because I don't want a boy to interrupt me when I go. Right? I think I really don't want a boy to interrupt me because I realize that I want with me and wait, look, you all are watching the same game, but I will let you go first if you want to.
You are right about a lot of things. From Andrew, we would have spoken obviously about the game after the game. I didn't wear my shirt because I was immensely disappointed in how we played that game. So remember I said one of the things I said was the mentality of the team was one of my biggest concerns. Not the players. The players are good enough, I think, to compete or to win against England. And for 10 minutes of the game, thereabout, France dominated the game. And not even going down the left side, but also going down the right side. Because there are plays where Luke Shaw get beat with a 1-2, and we were in. Like that. We were in. We scored the goal. Myself, good. We started strong. Very strong. And then I started to see we giving England the half. I was like, okay. Andrew, you disagree with it that we done it for the first 10 minutes again?
I can wait till when you're done. Don't worry, buddy. I can wait till when you're done. Go along. Say what you're saying.
Because
Don't worry
I
about,
will
don't
give
worry
you
about the expression over there.
I will give you from 10 minutes onward is yours. But for the first 10 minutes or so of the game, France were we were beating, we were building up the ball, we were making far passes, we was getting in behind you. So we didn't hear what you said. But anyhow, we scored a goal, and then I realized we was allowing England to play up the ball. So I said to myself, all right, maybe a game and a half, maybe. Okay, fine. Then I realized we all know almost and we defensive third, almost everybody. I said to myself, that's the first time that I've seen us play like that ever. Sorry, not say ever, but that I really, it's almost as if we switch I feel if we switch managers, I feel if Deschamps was coaching England and Southgate coaching France, because I was like, I really was at a loss. I didn't understand. I didn't understand why. For two reasons. One, England being England, and what we might think about them, they actually have players that can hurt you if you let them. And I feel as though we just sit back and say, you know what, come at me.
Come.
Just come. And despite my back line, again, I got a lot of faith in Koundé. I got a lot of faith in Varane. Thierry Hernandez is art to me. And Upa is a decent defender too. Even though in that game, I feel in that game, the moment got the best of him because he get overplayed, can't roll about twice, and he almost gave away a penalty. But other than that, my defense is pretty solid to me, given who we got right now. But even with that said, England 3 midfielders to our 2. Like, we lost in midfield battle. And it's almost as if Foden and Andrew didn't really, I had to educate Andrew about Foden a little bit, but Foden playing, I know I got a lot of respect and I rate Phil Foden. He's a very good player. Everybody saw Saka and Keane, but Phil Foden to me don't get enough props that he should get. With Foden and Saka played excellently. I don't think he put a foot wrong in the game. He played well. But I don't understand for the life of me why we would sit back and invite these men who got people who can score goals, who got players who can actually play and got tricks and got pace to invite them. The second reason is when we act, ain't like England could have stopped me from getting the ball, you know. To me, it's not like if England outplay we or had we under the cosh that we couldn't play. The times we actually build the ball and play out the ball, we actually look decent. And we actually had the first 10 minutes of the game, we did look good, real good. And it was hopeful. So I think the game could have been a lot more exciting for a France fan. Because I know it was exciting for Andrew because it was almost he just hitting a dummy. Because we were just tying it. We was just tying up and saying, "No, well, look, hit me, you know, take off me." That's all we was doing, and that disappointed the heck out of me because I couldn't understand why we were sitting and play like that for the majority game. I think we were fortunate. We were fortunate to go through in that game. That's my opinion. We were fortunate because I don't know what idea it was to do this, and we do the same thing again today. And again, I almost thought as though, okay, you do it against England, you definitely do it today. That's why I'm got my France shirt. Because I tell myself, I don't understand. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Mbappe. Everybody's talking about Mbappe and how it's England versus Mbappe. Kyle Walker versus Mbappe. And I said last week too, I just said it on the show, or you messaged Andrew to Andrew this. Everybody talking about Mbappe. But see Giroud and give me saying this game, you know. I even messaged my friend on WhatsApp like 30 minutes before the game start. Everybody talking about Mbappe.
You said it on his show too.
Everybody talking about Mbappe. By the time I said Giroud gonna give me something here today. And so I said Giroud bailed me out. That's the truth. Giroud bailed me out in that game. Mbappe versus Kyle Walker. My lord. Anytime you're a wide player, this general football knowledge, and your coaches tell you, listen, most coaches say you got to win back, carry for a run, see if you can beat him. See if you can beat him. And I can make a point about Ronaldo too. I usually like this. There's a point for Ronaldo. Mbappe, and granted that England was playing Jude Bellingham, and Jude Bellingham was coming across fast to help Kyle Walker. But there were times where he wasn't there. You know,
it was Bellingham that was coming over. It was Henderson.
I saw Bellingham a few times too.
Bellingham came over on that side in the attacking sense, but it's more Henderson helping us from a defensive point of view. But go on to
the time.
Don't interrupt. He couldn't, but he can't interrupt you when
I don't mind interrupting me.
Don't let me interrupt. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't mind. The one time the boy decided to carry Kyle Walker for a run, he beat him, square the ball, and the ball either ended up passing Dembele, because I mean, it was a chance, a half chance, quarter chance, but it was a chance. One run. I felt as though Mbappe hid out in that game. If he didn't hide out, I felt as though he didn't know what to do. Because there's my criticism with these young players too. You see, it's good when you got a first 2 seasons, but I know you know. And there's more things I watching to see what Pedri too. In that, you now have to put your problem solving skills to play now. In that, when teams come to do certain things to you, how will you adapt your game? I feel if Mbappe just get the ball in that game and do some step overs or every case is, and look pretty, he do the same thing today again too. Play a bunch of garbage, in my opinion. Given the talent that he got and given the hype that is surrounding him, he hid in that game against England. I remember I said to you, Marissa, that I wasn't really impressed with how he was playing in the group stages either, because I saw a little bit of it. But on that day, you need your players, he's quote unquote France star player, because it's all about him. And I won't even go as far as to say that Kyle Walker stopped him. Well, I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. But in a case where he get the ball and actually try to get Kyle Walker in our name, we were terrible. I feel like he was standing out, or if we just want to lose, we just wanted to lose. And again, I think we were fortunate to come away from that game because England was a better team, and that tactic that we deployed, that ain't it. That ain't it. I tell Andrew, I can't come today. I know, Marissa, we was all hoping we would come and, I have a difference of opinion. We probably still will in some areas, but I cannot say anything good for France in that game other than we were fortunate to score. Chomeni scored a really good goal. Giroud scored a good goal, and that's it for me. Over to you, Andrew.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I might still interrupt you though, but over to you.
Sure. All right. So you ended by saying that you can't say anything for France. Well, I'll do it for you. Don't worry. Because and it's not even a rant. This is just my observation. It might sound like a rant because I'm a passionate person, so it might sound that way, but nevertheless. Right. So start again. You all said France dominated. I really why does it really go let Marissa sit and tell me she definition dominated the first 10 minutes? I think France was a better team. I think France started with a bit more surety than England. England started cautious. They started tentative. So France did the better side, invariably. France got the goal. The goal was not really an England mistake. It was more France good play. I give credit to Chouameni for the shot. Basically, as you know, the one time Walker tried to join the attack, the ball was lost by Saka, who was calling for a foul. And they can mention something about the referee too. No, we have him up in Meccano,
Meccano.
Okay, thank you. He got none of the ball, but he did get a piece of soccer. There was contact, but what I would say, right? I'm not criticizing the referee for it because although I don't, it's a foul. It's one of them ones where I feel as though Saka was looking for it. So I feel as
And
though
he does that a lot.
it's 50-50.
He does that a lot.
I hear people mention this phone, but I really can't. I can't remember. I gotta watch it though. I can't
As-
remember that when that happened.
But I should say, I mean, most attacking players look for fouls, especially concerning that England that set pieces, you attack a free kick. I think it's a situation where Saka didn't really have nowhere to go at that stage, and he was looking to get up. But Upamecano did make contact with him, and then the referee will play on him, when we get in a score.
It's a contact sport.
I don't have an issue. I don't have. Let me finish. I don't have an issue.
He did say
see what's happening when he jumped again. I don't have an issue. As I was going to say, I don't have an issue with the free kick not being given because, in my opinion, the referee was consistent. I would got an issue with it if the referee blew for France for fouls. I mean, England get the same type of foul. The referee don't blow. The referee was consistent. He let things go. So I have no issue with what the referee did. And like I said, it's one of those ones where a different referee might have given it. So, for example, if the referee that refereed the Argentina Holland game was refereeing that game, it would have been a foul based on how he was refereeing. But this one, he let play on. Two big men play the football. Stop jumping the gun, Miss Chandler. Anyway, I think the commentators milk a bit too much of the fact that Kyle Walker was up the field because that will cause a goal. Because Henderson was covering, so Mbappe drove and came in field towards will be France's right hand side. Rice made a challenge and miss. But if you look at England, actually got all 10 or most 10 men behind the ball when France decided to recycle the ball and came back to Chomeni. Benham did get a shot on the ball, but he got shot with 3 legs. It could happen. It was a good shot from the France midfielder. I'm not going to say that France didn't deserve it because France were the best side in the first 10 to 15 minutes. Actually, I think France were the best side for the first 25 to 30 minutes, in my opinion. I think France settled better. No. France were using the ball better. France looked more likely to score in the first half. No, to me, I get the first half. No, England had the ball, but England never looked like scoring the first half. No, they never did.
I would give 15.
Nah, more than that. It's about 25. But England never looked like scoring, and the reason being because, as I said, for the whole tournament, England's a left side team, so England were trying to get the pitch using Shaw to get the ball to Foden to then combine on the wings. But the boy Koundé that playing right back for you this tournament could actually play. So Koundé and then Bell was coming back to the trap. So it wasn't a 2v1 on the left hand side. So Foden wasn't getting the ball. And also Rabiot was doing a good job of following Benham when he dropped. So nothing was happening on the left hand side. So that way all the game was coming on the right. What changed after about because I think from let me say 30 minutes, that we said from half an hour on, what changed was that when England had possession, you then saw Phil Foden start to come more central. Coming more central means that he get the ball more. Similar to what Griezmann was doing in France. When France had possession, Foden was getting the ball. And Foden was coming in the half space, laying it off and turning. Which allowed England to look more threatening. And if you look at most of the game was coming down England right hand side. And that continued in the second half. That's where England created chances. Or at least looked threatening. Because Saka started to, because you got to play the football with the man you got. Saka's a left footed man playing right hand side. Saka won't come in and shoot or play 1-2. If you look good, once that started to happen, Harry Kane, Benham started drifting more to the right. Because Benham got shot in the first half, but he shot himself more in the second half. Saka will come and help out. Make a target, 1-2s. That will cause a penalty. Foden come in central as well. And if you look good, remember that. Then John Stones started a bounce ball and play the straight ball direct into Saka's feet. And Saka would turn because...
You could afford to do all that if my man was camp out in the box. So, yeah.
No, it's not about camping out in your box. Well, your problem was that Griezmann was not coming back enough to help. So if I call 4 men and don't come in midfield, or 3, it means a 3v2 or a 4v3. In most cases, Griezmann came back. Griezmann came back to help.
We lost midfield because he were outnumbered. Because we only had 2 people.
Right, because Griezmann came back. Griezmann was came back to help. But you only lost midfield by Foden come. Foden came in the middle. Foden came in the middle because Foden realized that he party playing left hand side. He party in the middle. My favorite word. To ask you think about Mbappe, I don't think Mbappe went missing. I don't think Mbappe. Mbappe to me, I don't think he went missing. I don't think Mbappe played badly. I think England had a plan to negate Mbappe. Try. I said last week, England gonna try to deny Mbappe the ball or negate or diminish where he get the ball. If you look at how England set up, Shaw was high and Walker never went ahead of the ball. Hardly ever. Stay with Mbappe. Walker's fast enough that even if Mbappe beats him, he's quick enough that he might recover. So Walker was deep for that particular reason. So that's why Mbappe get the ball, and Mbappe only want to come in field. Go ahead.
Here's
You
my
right, y'all, but go ahead.
You see what you just said about Phil Foden?
Yeah.
You just say that he recognized
Mhm.
where the game could be won.
Right.
Mbappe ain't gonna brain.
Well, all right. I ain't get, but let me talk about that. No. But if we're going to bring, so where you want Mbappe to go? You want to switch flanks?
That's an obvious one that you can do. That's like the first one that you could do. People swap people all the time.
All right. I ain't come back to that. I ain't answer you before I done with my assessment. Going back to England. England get the goal. Marissa for 10 goal, I think France dominate game. I don't know about that. I think England scored.
They said they up it. They went up a gear.
I don't know about that either. When France scored, when England get the equalizer, it was early in second half. Still relatively early. Maybe a point.
I think it's 57 minutes.
Right, 58th minute or something like that. I think England had another like 10 minutes where England was on top. Benham showed himself, and Rabiot was non-existent in second half. They said Foden and Saka playing all the football. No, I never said Foden the good. I said Foden to me is the good player for City, and I think he's a little bit overrated. That's what I said. Because he said in England shirt, he has never demonstrated a prominent performance. And I told you immediately during the game, before I know give Foden papers because you come and show yourself in the biggest game that he has played for England. Here's where I think the game was won or lost. So y'all talking about the penalty. No, Marissa going like if I predicted that England would win. I said France made the entry too. Did they not say that, Damar?
Yeah.
I ain't getting on the way.
No. You start by saying like if I all I said was that I thought England had a chance. I mean, all we're talking about Southgate going back to Mbappe. They said he would not. I said Southgate come to play to win the football. Southgate, when you look at how the teams were playing, the teams that were left at that stage in the tournament still. If I call the three best teams in terms of how people were playing, how people were setting up, it was France, it was Argentina, it was Brazil, and it was England as the top four teams in terms of how they were playing, how they looked. So if it clearly felt as though I could win this hit. Before the game ball was kicked, I texted both of you on. I said, I forgot to mention on the show last week, but when we were talking about Southgate, I said Southgate problem is not Southgate having a plan to start. Because if you look at Southgate's previous history, Croatia semi, European Championship final, I think England played a semi in the Nations League 2 under Southgate and lost. All three of those games, Southgate was leading. England were one of up. Southgate's problem is making an adjustment mid-game. So when I say that Foden come in field, right, I don't want to give Southgate credit for that. Because I might have just been Phil Foden.
It might be.
I don't want to play football. Where Southgate fell down. So the initial plan was good. Where Southgate fell down was Southgate substitutions. Now I hear the narrative. Marissa said that she hit this narrative of England feeling as a bad team. I ain't gonna say England's a bad team. I should have won. I always thought France would win because you said that France changed nothing, and this might come to France. I think if you swap the managers, you talk about swapping managers. I don't think you should swap managers because I think the Sharps tell yourself that you see the man on the picture, and this just common football knowledge to me. In terms of what I've known over realistic football, big players just get a moment. They got 90 minutes to play. Big players in front of chance. You know, mention Olivier Giroud, although I didn't mention he has danger man last week. I said the man was Griezmann, and I still feel right about that. Griezmann, the man, met things happen. Mbappe, Dembele. We call it not four match winners. I called it of the elite status. Although Giroud is getting lost state, I think he's a good striker. I think the Champs just tell yourself that at some point, my men wake up and give me a chance. And that's what happened. France clicked about 7 minutes and started to play for about 5 minutes spell again. Where Giroud had a chance at pick first save, and then the goal come directly after. And the goal was simply down the quality Griezmann cross and the movement from Giroud. All send a forward movement. Drift on the back post and then make a late dart in their post and I get the header. Good goal. But England lost the game without goal either. England lost the game with Southgate sub. If the narrative in England, or from what I've seen from the pundits, is that Southgate should have tried to win the game or Southgate should have gone for it more, blah, blah. I think Southgate tried to win the game. Again, Southgate's problem is, can I make the adjustment mid-game based on what I see happening? Southgate couldn't have been watching the football, similar to Marissa, because she couldn't have been watching it either. Southgate could not have been watching the football. Because if Southgate is watching football, right, Southgate will see that the men that playing the football for his team is Saka and Foden and Benham. Them three is key. And Kane come in and help out. You understand? The man that playing by himself was Henderson. Henderson come and play the same football Henderson played at Liverpool week in, week out. which is Henderson company where I say and support, or he can basically make an overlapping run and go around you and try to use it. Essentially try to be a decoy. Which left back never went with Henderson. I don't even remember the left back actually going with Henderson when Henderson made the run. At no point. So the ball always stuck with Saka. Henderson playing himself. So Henderson is clearly mad, don't fit in the triumvirate. The sub to Met is to take out Henderson, left one of players in number 8 completely. You know what I'm saying? Instead of go back to the left hand side where he ain't got the ball. And bring on a away player. Either Rashford or Sterling or whoever. Probably Rashford or Sterling, typically. In my humble opinion. For any time France score, I think Southgate panic. I don't know if he panicked. Because it's one that he panicked, or it's two that he had them substitutions in mind before the goal went in, and he still stayed with it.
Definitely, Mason Mount was preparing to come on before Giroud scored.
Right, he
definitely had it planned. Because I did agree that when I saw that Saka was the first, because I think Saka came off of Mount. I was like,
I didn't even know who came off of who. But I know the party that done it.
Exactly, because I'm like, Saka was clearly your best attacker. Why was Saka the first sub? It was a strange substitution. But then again, it's Southgate.
Everything was going to win the game. You got to have Saka on the pitch. Then playing all the football.
Exactly.
And Bellingham started to help.
His substitutions were
as they always are. So this one a little bit different though, because normally you don't make the substitution until something happens. This time he made the wrong substitution. Nevertheless, still get it wrong. Whichever way you look at it, top, bottom, still get it wrong. So basically, as far as they're concerned, right? That's what I said. I said I think France will still win the game, even if it went extra time. France was going to win the game 3-2, 4-2, don't matter, because we're Deschamps' holy nerve. And Deschamps said, "Got men here that can win me this game." Gareth Southgate, you see, and that way it should stop banning that narrative. England got so much attacking players and so much outstanding depth and quality. You absolutely don't.
He does, but he doesn't use it.
You got Raheem Sterling. You got Bukayo Saka, you got Phil Foden, you got a young promising talent in Jude Bellingham. You got Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is solid. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple other men that can help out, like Luke Shaw and Walker, that kind of decent as well in the English shirt. Cool. You don't got overwhelming amount of 7, 8, 10, 9, 10 outstanding quality players, but when you allow people to game brain and tell yourself so that way you think that you could come in a game against France with Mason Mount out of substitution. Mason Mount's a sub. Mason Mount's not a high quality player. You gotta start watching football from Chelsea, take their glasses. And listen, I know Marissa said he win the penalty. That was a bad decision for Hernandez.
I did not say he win the penalty. I said that Theo Hernandez was worried.
I think the problem with England and across all walks of life is pride. Pride in sports. I sat on today and I was listening to. Unfortunately, I watched those games on ITV.
Oh dear!
So, you got Roy Keane and them, Ian Wright and them, and you are just during the Morocco game today, and the man talking about Gareth Southgate and England. I tell myself,
it's madness.
The English press, and this one I want to talk about. See Jude Bellingham. I hope he never plays in England, and that's why. He will develop a lot better away from the English press. The English press will get the English people a lot. They've been doing it for years. The English press does give the English people a lot of false hope. Up on top of they're already a very proud people.
Yeah.
And they believe that they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Okay. Wait. Before you kill the press in England, right? I will say this. Let's get back again quickly. Mason Mount got the penalty from a mistake from Hernandez because he panicked. Because I think Hernandez made a mistake. They think that Saka and Foden was still on the pitch. So he just still being rushed with challenges. But the track are already gone. Because when you met them two subs, it done the game. You bring on Mason Mount and Rashford, and then you start John Grealish. You start getting desperate. I don't know what style the one player when you met these subs. But you're fortunate that France decided that one get a lifeline. I guess France was late, on the balance of play. England might deserve it. Let me Virgin Mason Mount back and get a penalty. And Harry Kane, correct. Well, they executed it well. I can see what Harry Kane trying to do. And that is like, I hit the first one low and go high this time, man, and he executed it back. That can happen. I see big players over the years miss penalties. That can happen. But I think the game was done even before that happened because I feel as though you take away England, two biggest weapons during the game, which tells me that you can't be watching football too close or understand it well enough in key moments You know, it's I feel as either you panic or even if you got pre-planned subs, you gotta look at the game as on its merit and assess how it going. You know what I'm saying? That's my problem with. So I think that's why I think England eventually lost the game. Although I still think that they would have lost anyway. But anyway, and like I said, I think the champs management was key. You man yourself like I got going in this team, and he's not the first manager that's done that. You saw Ferguson, man, you do it for a long time, never make a sub, and trust you, man, you got up in the pitch, you keep it. You say you got to trust your match winners. Sometimes you got to trust your match winners. But go on, Damar. I ain't gonna raise your hand in class, no. Go on.
I want to interrupt you. France has absolutely no bench. I ain't got a choice but to put these men they got. Kingsley Coman. Dembele
is also getting 1v1s, and I ain't coming something again. You said what Mbappe's doing is a great thing. Man, Mbappe moved the ball fast to the other side on balance England defense. Now Dembele started the game well. Like you said, he beat Shaw a couple times. Man, Shaw started playing a little bit better as the game wore on. But I mean, it is what it is.
The best thing about Kingsley Coman is as he gonna look to beat you, and he gonna probably square the ball. But again, I ain't got high hopes when these men come on. I ain't got high hopes. I know what these men is give. These men got limits.
But try to say it right. You said England on the bench. And this is my argument.
No,
sorry, you said France on the bench.
France ain't got no bench.
France on the bench. Sorry, my bad. You said France on the bench. But here's the thing. What I can tell you is that England on the bench either. England delayed. Y'all talk pray. Delayed that England telling itself. Delayed that England telling itself. And they've always said it. Delayed that England telling itself is that they got an exceptional bench. Before the tournament started, Marissa saying that she think England got pull players. And I remember I was a little bit cautious of that. I said, no, I don't think so. I think Rashford, Mason Mounts,
but
I like Jack Grealish though. But I would say them are okay players, but they're not world class players. Them ain't gonna win you a big game.
Andrew, Rashford coming off your bench is something that is no other. So I'm not saying no other. Very few countries have that luxury.
No, well, how good you think Rashford is for true?
But he's in good form, regardless of whether you think he's good or not. He's had a good World Cup.
I can score 3 tap-ins in 2 games and I would take in form. He generally plays.
I didn't know the free kick was a tap-in.
This is not to say.
You said I forget how to better keep it. You forget when I score. You forget.
But it wasn't a tap-in.
But listen, no, because the goal he scored at Iran was a heavy touch. Just Iran defense gained too much space and get time to score. He scored another goal. It was a heavy touch too. Rafa playing outstandingly well. He gained goals. But he's smart man hard. He's smart man hard. Just like Damar is talk about. You know, he do it. He made the paper so easy. Well, I get Rafa on the paper and he got it. Just saying.
Listen. This is not a nod to Rashford or anything like that. You know.
Or go ahead.
All I'm saying is this.
Mm-hmm.
You got Rashford coming off your bench. Raheem Sterling coming off your bench. Jack Grealish coming off your bench. Regardless of what you might think about them, regardless of what I might think about them, they are not ordinary players. You could agree with that?
No, but sorry. Sterling is not an ordinary player. Grealish is not an ordinary player either. Rashford is above average. Keep going.
So they're not ordinary. You agree that they're not ordinary players.
If it was a class, I would give him a C. I would give somebody man. So if you go to the English squad, most of men get C plus or a C.
You're not going to get a straight answer for him, so just go on, Damar.
I am down the middle.
I disagree.
I understand what Andrew is saying because again, I think I agree when Andrew says the English press is trick a lot of people. The EPL is trick a lot of people too, but I ain't gonna get into that debate now. The EPL in general is fool a lot of people. So I do agree to some extent, Andrew. Yes, these men that coming on, they might not necessarily be world beaters, but at the end of the day, to got these men coming off your bench does stand for something.
Let me say something. It stands for something. This is what it stands for. you see when you play Iran and America and Wales and them so in group phase, it stands for that. You can bring them some more every day to be against them teams. When you come against the world, this is what you're saying, right? When you start a game in 90 minutes, you all start with you best 11. Sterling is the one man you call that I would say is a guaranteed starter. Sterling had to disrupt the tournament because he's breaking, he had to go back home and all that jazz.
And he wasn't really playing that good either. But
he wasn't playing that good, but again, Sterling's a man that has proved that you see, well, if I compare Harry McGregor in the tournament, right? And same thing for Sterling, same boat. Because Sterling's a man that has shown himself over the last 2 tournaments for England so well that if he fit and he can't score, he go play. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Good. So that's why I put Sterling in that bracket. right? And again, this I might forget to mention about Southgate. I didn't really understand what Southgate doing in any game because Southgate made her battery. I have Sterling right wing back position. But if you have Sterling right wing back position, you could as well bring Trippier or Trent if you want to cross the ball from City. You got Sterling game. I mean, like, you know, I ain't got British passport, right? But he should have had one. Because he born in the right place, I born in Roman. Because he do things that don't make sense. And a lot of these football coaches and players do things that don't make sense. But he wants to be solved, baby. Fine. But I can tell you as it is.
You're ranting, no. You're ranting.
I don't know how we ended up on England bench. But it's on France bench.
Right, go ahead.
We don't really make subs. Because I know people can talk about Fofana. We can get to the other two games now, but I can bring on Kingsley Coleman, who to me is almost like for like.
It's like for like
with Dembele, like for like in poverty too, and poorness too. Because maybe I shouldn't say so because Dembele. Anyhow, I don't talk he. But like for like, who else? Like Lilian Thuram, Lilian Thuram, Marcus Thuram.
Where you get Lilian from?
Hey, father.
But here's the thing, Damar. I could right. This is where we're getting it. I ain't gonna
wait. No, I gonna call some more names. I got Guendouzi on my bench. Thuram, Fofana. Coleman, a bunch of defenders. If I'm missing anybody, internet, forgive me. Beyond my men that I got on the field, if these men that on the field for France don't do it, I don't know who gonna come on. But today we talk about today. But Marcus Thuram came out today and did a good job. But I do not have a Rashford. I do not have Sterling. I do not have Jack Grealish to come on for me. And again, this is not to say that these men is world class. Sorry, some people might think they're world class players, but this is to say that these men is the best thing, or whatever the case is. But these men are established and known players who they start for the clubs and they play for high profile teams, or the case is. Not to say that they are the greatest, but if you compare the two. And after these 11 minutes when you FIFA France, to me, it's a toss-up.
But I got how many teams? They think how many teams? If you go back all the teams that win tournaments, right, in national football, even in club football, right? But you still international, called Spain. We know Spain squad main tournament was loaded, right, in terms of names.
And not only and quality,
not
just name and quality. Too.
You know what I mean? No, but I didn't mean the disrespect. You know what I mean? What both? Germany win in 2014. Marissa will be a testament to this, right? France win in 2018. Most teams, I know you keep on saying, the squad's number 26 players, right? Before it used to be 23. No, you can met 5 sevens before you can met 3. My point is, most teams that are winning don't make a huge number of subs during the game. It's very, very rare. Most big teams don't.
Oh, fair enough.
I would argue that Spain didn't either. Spain had one. You knew what the subs were going to be, generally, 2 or 3, because you got a nucleus of men. That's when you know a team real strong. That whole notion of, I got options and I got selection had it. No. A team is the strongest when I know from 1 to 11 who can play. I know that. Even cricket. If I know who my top 7 is, like good. It's when I can't decide. It means I got a problem. It means I can't be that strong because it means that the boys stand up. Well, great. It's the same thing in football. There's copy aggressiveness, right? It is not rocket science. So that notion, when you say England got all these players, right? All I can say, right? Yes, they're well-known players and they play for clubs. But tell me which one of them that you call, apart from Sterling, we could argue, has proven in an English shirt that he's, he meets the standard, he meets the grade. None.
But that's the point he's trying to make about. But that's the point he's trying to make about the France bench. It's the same thing, but it also translates the club level for his bench too. I'm saying
that having a bench loaded with numbers, right, is not essential because most of the time teams that when they don't use a big squad of players. I ain't coming to rotate every week. Blah 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 blah. Benny just do it at Liverpool. I believe in beside the Champions League. a fluke maybe and I said FA Cup. But when it do it every week, remember Damar? You was old enough to remember. Every week, Philip they again, this boy and that boy, they can't win that. Huh? You don't need all this rotation. You need a I Mercy Timber say every week with Southgate, you need a nucleus about let me say 12 for 13 men, 14 maybe. And then you should know you bench. And then you got a little man that fighting for the last 4 or 5 spots in the squad. And every time I get into it, I don't know who Sophie call it. It's always a mystery. He playing Scooby-Doo. He was off a mystery. I don't understand. But I done we thought, you know what? Congratulations to France. Congratulations to Mer. I ain't big it up. He deserves to win because you manage your whole nerve. Regardless of what we take with the benches, regardless of what you manage your whole nerve.
My argument is
I think if Southgate had trust 11 that he started with, typically Foden and Saka, who were doing well, and if you're watching football closely, he would see that our influence in the game. It wasn't like the influence diminished. You know what I'm saying? You sub that. The only how, and I think you see when you got all these options, you get confused and you met 2 or 3 subs like same him all the foolishness and confusing football. The only sub you had to met was Henderson. And that was a Liverpool man telling you, so I know what I'm talking about. The only sub you had to met was Henderson. The risk when making the sub for Henderson is like I said, Henderson was stationed on the right hand side as added protection to Mbappe. So if you take off Henderson because Foden is not going to be as defensive, it means then Mbappe might get more little joy when he get the ball. And I understand you might have been slow in making that sub, right? But when the goal main thing, the sub is still Henderson, the sub may change. Henderson for Radford or Henderson for Sterling. I call him Radford because Sterling had to interrupt the tournament. If Sterling the fully fit, it's Sterling every day of the week. But anyhow, I done.
You sure? Because every time you say you done, you get back.
Is the last thing I say. I only brought up, I agree with you about having a strong nucleus of men. I agree with that. I only brought the bench into contention because you went down the line about having these lot of players that are good at the cases. Because all I was just trying to do was compare your bench to my bench. And the players that you have, whether you might think they're good or not, whatever the case is, compared to the players that I have, that I can call upon. That's what my point was.
My point is that I don't call him jump, but I saying, right, you start a game. I know most managers start a game with the strongest 11. So the boy bench should be bad on whoever. Sorry, the boy bench should be bad on the boy that start. That's very, very rare. You start each game with the strongest 11. Because the idea is that you're going to win the game, you know, in the first, you win the game as early as possible. So I start with my strongest team. But don't keep men on the bench and then bring them on to win the game with Dan Embers. The men on the benches are impact men to make a change if something needs to be made. But we got all these options, but you got to know when to use them and who to use. My problem is that Southgate clearly, you know, it might come out of biting in the backside because clearly they know how to use the man. That was get for every squad one guilt free caps.
All right.
You would say all right because you happy that you're gonna get beat, and that's great. Kudos to you.
No, because you keep saying that you done, and then you get back to another point.
Demar,
because other games to talk about.
I'm demanding about what I'm responding to what Damar said. You know what I'm saying? But I know what I'm done. Congratulations again, France. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, they met the final. I ain't hearing for the body. Don't get me wrong. I made my prediction. When we get there, I ain't hearing for the body.
Right. Marissa,
you know, when my team come out, I just come out the tournament. I don't be like some people here. I'll be hoping other people go home. I just come out the tournament. I just pack my bags and come home too. You know what I'm saying? But I got some people let stay with her and report for the games. You know what I'm saying? Come along home. Come along home, man. Yeah. Let me go. Semifinals, let me go. You guilty?
I only want England to come home because of the media. So yeah, let me just put that out there.
All right.
When Germany went home, I went home too. Okay. Anyways, so we had 2 other games this week. First semifinal yesterday was Croatia and Argentina, and then today we have France Morocco. I think these games pretty much results-wise, these games went to plan or went to what would be expected. I felt like Argentina was the better side after they scored the first goal. I think Croatia was in the game, but as usual, Croatia problem is up top. But I think for me, and again, group them together since we running out of time. But I think this afternoon semifinal was really interesting because I felt Morocco played really well today. But again, I would say the same thing I said about France and England rang true again today for me. I felt like France started the game well, got the early goal, and then just I don't know what's this tactic that they're doing, but I know they can't play that against Argentina. But so basically, we have a France Argentina final on Sunday, 11 a.m. I believe, and Croatia Morocco for the
Is what time?
third place, 11 in the
Third place is
morning.
on Sunday as well.
Third place on Saturday at 11,
Saturday
and the
11.
final Sunday at 11.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So thoughts on the game if y'all watch it?
Yeah, Andrew, you going to make a game?
No, he should take a break. He should take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah, take a little break. Yeah.
Room is hot. Very good.
And you get passionate, so
No, I'm not. I already told my team I'm gonna get passionate anymore. I come home. I tell you come home. My buy spot.
The Argentina Croatia game. Again, the captain doing what he does best. Put on a clinic again. Croatia do what they normally do, or try to do what they normally do, but I think that there was some controversy in the game where the penalty is concerned. And again,
oh yeah, let's talk about that. What are your thoughts on that?
That was a penalty. Here's my rationale. Because I hear again, I can go back on England again for 2 seconds. Andrew, please do not respond to this. Do not respond to this.
I didn't know what you said that. I know all German more things. We're gonna
don't respond to this. I think that for all the good play England did, it was sad to see that, they scored from a penalty and they got the two penalties were the best chances that they would have had to score in the game. For all the play. And they say that to talk about Morocco when they after about Argentina. Now that penalty, my question is this. If a player did that to another player, would it be a foul?
That's a question anywhere else on the pitch?
Field. If a player did that to another, so it must be 100%. It's a penalty. But again, to go back to England for 1 second, Andrew, don't respond. I hear the same, and I feel that then was just bitter. Ian Wright,
Gary Neville, and all them they talking about it wasn't a penalty. Yeah.
That they don't know how it get a penalty. I tell myself, so they call it the guy, actual referee, and the man said, the same thing that I said. Anywhere else on the field, that is a foul.
Which game is this?
This is the penalty that Argentina got against Croatia.
What other penalty?
That everybody up in arms about. The minute people say, "Oh, what else was the goalie supposed to do?" He was supposed to stop. He was supposed to hit the ball. The minute he missed the ball, he in trouble. No matter where Alvarez put the ball, or if he kick it, he could have kicked that ball to the moon.
The thing is, right? It's a penalty, right? But the argument, or if you want to make an argument for it, the argument can be whether or not the goalkeeper impede Alvarez or Alvarez running the goalkeeper. That's the argument that somebody will let them make.
Yes,
but the argument. The thing is that it's a penalty.
Exactly.
Because what happened is that with Alvarez going down, it denied Argentina clear up goal score opportunity, regardless of whether or not you think Lovren was covering or not. The fact that the keeper only got a yellow card tells you that the referee took into account where Lovren was, but still
exactly. Because again, it could have been a red. Some people would have said that should be a red card, and I'm more sure that maybe Argentine players was like, that gotta be a red. But again, the mere fact he got a yellow signifies that hey, the referee understood that. Hey, listen, I understand what happened here, but you ain't getting none of the ball. You ain't getting none of the ball. That's a penalty.
I think the way I see it too is like when you think, let's say somebody at that same play happens at the halfway line. The first thing the referee would do is blow a whistle and get a yellow card because in his mind, this player is going to knock this ball past and on the counter attack. So for me, I just personally don't know why the debate was. I've seen more debatable penalties in this World Cup, and I don't know why this. Maybe like you said, maybe there was better from what happened. But the first question that came to my mind when I saw who was debating it was, if this was England versus France, they'll be talking about Stonewall penalty. Like I saw Gary Lineker tweeted that Upamecano's foul on Harry Kane was 100% penalty, and I'm like, how? It's clearly outside the box. So it's like these people like them is watch football. As Andrew always claim, I watch football with Chelsea tinted lenses, which I do not. But these players like this watch football with English colored glasses because for me,
okay, but
they are born with them. They are born with them.
Here's the thing. If Barbados had a team in the World Cup, right? We'd be watching the game with blue and yellow.
Agreed.
Andrew, no, I don't agree. I do not agree.
But I think
I do not agree.
You gotta remember that you watch a game, for example, on ATV, which is a British station. So most of the coverage we get, I think, is England based or what it's called home nations. If Wales were in the tournament, they were. As long as Wales were in the tournament, you get a couple Wales and you cover England. Like for example, say they watch a game on Fox, and every game is talking about America. US this and US.
Yeah, boy. In this World Cup, I've actually watched most of the games on mute because I can't deal with the commentary.
I watched a few games.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I'm saying, everybody won't miss you and get that. So, like, for example, if we could speak Spanish, and we watch a game on BN or something, I'm pretty sure we will hear a lot of Spanish loving too. I think that just the way it goes.
The English take this thing to a different level.
I agree 100%.
It's a different level. It's not the same.
English don't matter. Because I look at Wacy, I don't look at when I say something. Yeah, they got someone that I agree with, and few of them that I agree with, and a lot of them that I don't. And Marissa tell you this. I think the pundits or whoever that play football, it's thought or science might be talking about haven't played football necessarily, but yeah, you said they don't always talk rationally. But it was a penalty.
That fall on Harry Kane, when Harry Kane rolled him again.
Rolled up a mechanical rate.
I ain't gonna say that it's not a foul. It was a foul. That was, to me, it was outside the box. Get it the free kick. I ain't gonna fret. Get the free kick.
You can't. But VAR only interfere on penalty. So VAR can. Every referee don't get it. VAR can't tell the referee to give it. It got to be a right or a serious.
Get a free kick. I think he fully for choke too. But I won't say it was inside the box.
But like I said at the start, the referee was consistent. I would feel differently if France were getting calls that England weren't getting. But all of them getting same. It was a closely physical contested game. And referee let all things go. Play the football. Get on with it. England only complain because, one of the instances they get scorpion. And honestly, right, that go happen so long after Saka went down, right? Oh my goodness gracious. And like I said, and even Saka went down had nothing to do with the goal. That was down to the pure quality of Chomeni shot. What happened? You all surprised?
I'm just surprised.
Really.
I'm surprised that we just back to France versus England again. But okay.
About the France versus England. I just give me an example because that's the most recent game we saw. The referee was consistent.
I personally believe consistent.
It. Cool.
I personally believe it's 100% penalty. So yeah, but I still maintain that I think that changed the game because I think Croatia were well in it at that point.
And Croatia did something that's uncharacteristic because they conceded penalty, and not even the penalty. A team that was defending, but I got a friend as a Brazilian fan. He told me, so Croatia waited to play against Argentina to settle because they made uncharacteristic mistakes. Errors.
Yeah.
Like the reason why Alvarez got in is because either Lovren or Gabriel was out of place by far. By far. Yeah. Then Sosa with that splice, that Baiko primary school slice. I mean, the second goal was just like a bubble up, and it finished.
In the interest of telling, right? If I could interject for a moment, you remember that I think Croatia had a corner. So it's expected that center backs would go up to a contested corner. That was what it was.
Right. That is true. But that is true.
After the counter, that's because the man was off balance when he tried to clear the ball. He's left back, right? So he right foot is a weaker foot. That could happen. Unfortunately, it could happen. It happened at the wrong moment, but it could happen.
I ain't buy that he right foot he's a professional soccer player in 2020. I'm buying that he right foot weak that he can't get the ball clear. Hard luck. He was
off balance.
So much so he gets sub at halftime. So much so he gets sub.
The manager just wants some boy to blame.
But from there on out, but if he had cleared that ball, it wouldn't be a goal, Andrew.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he was off balance and he tried to clear the ball. So it was you can understand because he was falling down trying to clear it in a bit of desperation. So I don't think that he could. I don't think it was like it's unfair to criticize for not getting enough purchase on the ball. It might get wrong foot because of the initial deflection that sent the ball the other side and kept it in Alvarez's path. And that was unfortunate. I don't want to say lucky because I think it's met one luck. Persistence is pay off. But it was unfortunate.
And from there, again, the third goal, that was Lionel Messi from 2006.
Excellent.
Lionel Messi. I took, again, one of the more solid defenders in the tournament and made him look like nothing. Like nothing.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
That
Messi assist was it really was unbelievable. And like Andrew alluded to when we talked about Argentina earlier, at least the players that play with Messi taking the chances now. I remember when I was telling Andre, I think Alvarez should be starting games. He disagreed because he don't start for City. But I think he's a good player. And he's
a good player. But I always maintain, and I'm always consistent. If you don't start for your club, you're going to argue about start for your national team. Just get picked for your national team based on your club. Anyway.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I still believe that he should have been started. I can't remember who was playing ahead of him before he started starting games.
I just say
I could tell you.
Eventually.
Lautaro Martinez. That's who was playing before.
That joker. But no, that's right. I never said that I march start. I said he might go on an argument. Because if you don't start for your club, you're going to argument to start for your national team. Well, you know what I'm saying? You go wait then a man ain't playing but enough to get you chance.
Tell that to Harry Maguire and Cole.
Yeah, but they got certain, but she's a fraud. But they got certain men that we know the magic of pick regardless. We all know her. And first, right?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, we want Hurricane. Not Hurricane. Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire had a good tournament, and against France, he might play well. Harry Maguire.
I ain't saying no. I just said that in relation to the argument you was making.
But anyway, you got me distracted. The Barbados goal is what we want to talk about. That mistake, or the Messi assist, as you all call it. Talk about a terrific play. Piss my pocket, too. That's inexperienced for a defender. Young defender, get a touch too tight, and decide not to back off. A more experienced defender would back off.
Sorry for the Andrew. This is same man.
A young defender, and the man decide not to back off. The man should drop off. You can break pressure. Can you see the ball?
Andrew, don't.
Can you see the ball?
This man, yes, he's young, whatever the case is, but he really has not put a foot wrong in the tournament till then.
But that's my point. Is the man show because you put a foot wrong doesn't mean that you would never ever show an experience. The man show an experience in that situation.
I think you saying that is diminishing Messi though. That was excellent play for Messi. I don't think anybody would have done that.
Messi. I'm saying defending situation poorly. We're proud of saying a man defending poorly is a good bit of play for Messi, obviously. But Messi's skilled, but a better defender, a more experienced defender in that moment, you understand, would have dropped off. Would not have gone to turn so easily. Because, for example, in that moment, all Messi looking to do is feel for you. Where it is. And you will come in left, you're looking right to try to get the ball, and Messi just wait for you to overcommit one side, and he going that side. Drop off. That's basic.
So you're saying that he made the same mistake. So he made the same mistake that Upamecano made on Kane.
Get too tight. Exactly. Just that Messi, whereas Croatia got punished for it, France did not. That's all that is. Upamecano was doing it too. He was trying to be too aggressive.
My 30-something-year-old running from halfway line against a youngster. Eternity.
Is it from where? From where?
Beating. He started that play started for nearly halfway line. When he ball.
I talking about the final stage of the play.
Oh, the final stage.
Exactly. I talking about the experience in Marshall and Mike turn. Y'all don't feel that I try to hit for people. I don't hitting. I just saying Messi is skilled. Experience defender in that situation. When he raises, he can't see the ball. You understand? Because Messi do that every game. Let's roll somebody. We're about to go. Actually, all world-class men do it. Salah's do it. Mane's do it. Sorry, call it person only. Who else do it? I never said Lukaku's do it, but he going to do it one side, which is if he coming on, he right hand side, but he left foot. I don't know. Kane is do it a lot. You know,
it's a standard procedure. It's a standard procedure.
Exactly. What I'm saying, but honestly, in fairness to Barbados, I think the fact that the game is 2-0, you chasing it, play the role in that as well. Because you might be a bit over eager to get the ball, you might be a bit over eager, you know what I'm saying, to get back on the front foot. I feel like, eagerness to win the ball, I feel like that all hours. Time running out. You know what I'm saying? But it's what it is.
Look at West Ham City. MVP now. I feel
that's exactly what they're going to do.
and golden ball.
You say you feel like Messi, man?
Messi can be MVP
The
tournament, whether Argentina
No,
win
no,
or
no,
not.
I know. Okay, Messi. Well, yeah, I think Messi's best player tournament has been the best player tournament. So I think he would deserve the Ballon d'Or. Sorry, what's called Golden Boot. The Golden Boot on this occasion.
Golden ball.
Golden Ball, my bad. Same thing.
Morocco?
France, Morocco.
I mean, Messi, the key to beating Morocco was just to be clinical and take the chances. And as I said, I thought Portugal would have done it, but France did. Had a little bit more quality, and France got going in the right moments, early and late. There wasn't much to say about it.
That was under the caution second half to me though.
Morocco had most of the game. And you always look at it as only caution, but Morocco finding the ball was never of good quality to test nobody. So then we could play for another next week. And Morocco, I ain't sure Morocco would score.
That's what I was gonna say.
The final ball was that bad.
Morocco had good moments because I even look at the stats to see if I was actually correct. And Morocco created 0 big chances, like 0 gilt-edged chances to France. And France actually even had more shots than Morocco. Morocco had a lot of good moments leading up, but Morocco didn't really trouble France per se. That game didn't feel like the England game. We did the same exact thing. Again, I do not understand why. We do the same exact thing again. But today it felt almost now like I can defend you. I got my goal early. I know they got come and transfer from me. I could repel your advances. It didn't feel that way against England to me, because I don't know if we could have repelled all the England advances. But today was a little easier in inverted commas. I also think Morocco kind of lost steam, like 50, 70 minutes, 60, 70 minutes. You know, the good thing was about today, I think Griezmann had an excellent game. Not in the area where he wanted to have an excellent game, but he put in a good shift in defense. People are gonna tell me that Mbappe played good because he gets somebody nutmeg and he caused the second goal to score. But again, I still ain't impressed. Maybe I expect too much. I don't know, but I still ain't really happy with him. I hope that Giroud ain't injured or anything like that, because we're gonna need him come Sunday. Fofana, we made 2 changes today actually. Fofana and Konate. Konate started to make some of the same mistakes Upamecano was making, but then he settled into the game. Fofana was okay, but another France supporter had told me, we actually missed Rabiot today. I don't know if them words gonna leave my mouth that we missed Rabiot, but there definitely was a difference. But I think he and Upamecano were sick, so I don't think it was a tactical change. I think it was just because we had to make a change. But Morocco again showed himself, but I think they ultimately lost steam, and the usual suspects again turned up today, and they played well, but they don't have the cutting edge to hurt Koundé and Cole, really and truthfully.
Okay, so with that, predictions for the final.
Oh, Andrew.
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a really, really close game. Well, that's a really close game to call, actually. We have what seems like destiny for Messi and Argentina, and then we also have France has an opportunity to make history and become the first team in a very, very long time. I think since Brazil, in 1970, to retain a World Cup trophy. I don't know where this game will go. Like truth, but if you shove me hard enough, I feel as if my heart tells me Argentina, my brain tells me France. I go with the France win. because there's no way that I can't put a show picking Argentina win the World Cup as an English fan. That's not disrespect. I'm sorry. So I honestly, right? If Argentina win, I'm not. Let me be clear, right? If Argentina win, I'm not unhappy. It's cool. Well, but I just not want to let that leave my mouth. So I'm gonna go for 2-1 France win, and that's what I'll say.
Damar?
And if I'm being totally honest, this game is a win-win for me. If France win, kudos. If Argentina wins, I'm glad that Lionel Messi finally received a World Cup. I do not know how to call the game. As I said, that game is a very close game to call. I don't know. I don't have a prediction. I could not have a prediction. I have to say something.
They're gonna get pushed. Pushy, Andrew.
Yeah, man. If you had to be pushed, who will you go with?
I would say France. I would say 1-0 to France.
Okay.
I would say 1-0 to France. But again, even if I do win, a part of me gonna feel bad that Argentina did not win. That Messi did not get the World Cup. But I would say 1-0 to France. I even saying that I still don't feel good. I still don't feel good saying that. But I know. I still don't know. But you go on, Marissa.
Well, I think it'd be 2-1 France. I have no doubt in my mind. I believe France can win.
Oh, we'll see.
I mean, personally, I think that Messi would deserve it. Not only being the greatest of all time, but for the tournament that he's had, as I said, I think this is one of the best World Cups I have seen Messi have. And I think he would deserve it. But I just think that France can win.
Going on history, 2018, I beat them 4-2 or something like that there too. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think there's a. Go ahead. Sorry. So go ahead.
I don't know. I torn. But I said, come Sunday, I am be watch the game. My only requirement for Sunday is that we do not play like how we played today. After the last 2 games. I just want a good game. Whoever wins, I'm in good stead. I don't mind losing to this Argentine team because again, I really and truthfully, I picked Argentina to win the World Cup from the beginning. They were my number 1 pick to win. Not France, but we get here. So I guess I got to support my team, right? Right, Andrew? I guess I got to back my team.
Yeah.
But I think Argentina have been playing the better football as definitely the last 2 games. Definitely the last 2 games, as opposed to the dismal. I call it dismal because I don't believe we should play like that. That France has been doing, but either way, I just want the game to be a good game.
I think you get a good game. I think the referee gonna be important because here's the thing: is whether or not Argentina gonna change the formation, I'm gonna trade the back, or if they continue with the back four. Because the back four will mean that obviously Mbappe could be in direct competition with Molina, who won't go forward, who ain't really interested in defending that much. And I don't know if you can leave Fiat exposed. Sorry, you can leave Romero exposed. When he had the pitch. So obviously Argentina would probably try to change something tactically to negate Mbappe try again. But like I said, the other man that would be important is Griezmann. Because Griezmann's the man that's getting the ball in between lanes and make things happen for France. So when that happens, because Griezmann will get the ball, the other question is what Argentina going to do about it. Now, judging from what they've done so far, in the Foley, they come back and kick it down. You know what I'm saying? And the referee can be important. Referee won't, but people are referee can like football play. And I think that can set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Messi can have a moment at some point The question not when Messi set up name for a chance if Megan be able to clinical and finish it off. You know what I'm saying? So those are little question marks for me. I think France got. Why pick France? I think France got maybe I guess better all-round starting 11, and I think France maybe got like more match winners in the team, in terms of proven match winners. Calling Messi, and they got some other men did that good, but I wouldn't call them. They got a reputation that the France strikers got, for example. So that's why might more lean toward France.
I think France will have the better defense. France has the better defense.
Agreed.
Exactly. Because against Holland, we saw Otamendi and Romero panic. Right? When balls came in the box, blah blah. I mean, I don't know. It can be a closely contest again.
Otamendi and Francis Otamendi really ain't really for me a top defender or anything.
Yeah, he's not elite. He's not elite for sure.
And he's very borderline and wild, as we were calling in Barbados. Borderline and wild sometimes. Make a lot of big mistakes.
He's a tackle first, man.
He does.
He's a tackle first, man. Tackle first. Like, so for example, I define defenders in two different categories. So like you got men like Varane, for example, who is a ball player and a half. Right? Or he can play last man, he can play sweeper. He can necessarily kind of tackle first. And then I got men that are more aggressive, like Otamendi. I think Martinez from Argentina as well. We must say Romero to a certain extent. You're gonna try to pitch the ball, ahead of the striker. Because them mindset is that we're going to be aggressive, we're going to win the ball. So Sané's does let Otamendi down because, like you said, he judgment. Because defenders 90% judgment and the other 10% is about other attributes, I suppose. Judgment, which is green again. That's all it is. So, I think the fact that if Giroud play, for example, so if let me say France will play ball in depth. If Giroud playing, that might help because Giroud is very fast. If the ball can hear no, that might be a different story.
Yeah, Giroud should jump and out you told them every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I expect the Paul and them men so Otamendi to come and give us some cheap fouls for France, and I think the referee can be important. I look at the book some boy earlier. I can let us try to refrain from pulling my card.
DePaul to me hasn't had a good tournament. I think he had a lot of bad games. Fernandez from Benfica is who had a good tournament.
Yeah.
DePaul really then if you saw some of the games he played leading up to the tournament, even at Atletico, he looked a different player. I don't know what it is, but he ain't really having a good tournament. But he playing obviously because he got to play. But the midfield battle is going to be interesting. Again, Argentina got Messi, the ace, and that could just turn out and decide he can do this and score. But again, it's going to be interesting to see how my defenders deal with it. I'm not going to talk about Mbappe. I just can see what he can do. I'm going to talk about him. Because one thing Scaloni does do, I realize Scaloni plays different. Argentina don't only got to play Molina. Tagliafico does come on sometime. There's another defender called Montiel. He start a game too. So Scaloni isn't averse to, as you say, changing things up. So, but I know for sure Otamendi gonna play and Romero. Martinez hasn't even been starting either. Martinez is off the bench.
Yeah.
I think the most important part of that game tomorrow going to be starting out tomorrow Sunday would be the defenses. I think so. But we'll see. Like I said, I say 1-0, but my heart's still saying I feel they want Argentina to win. But I don't know.
Well, we all predicting France, which means we might all be wrong. Who knows?
I can have a good Sunday regardless.
Oh, I could care less. My team decide that it don't want to take part in the main festivities, so I can't be bothered.
I just want to say that I think the standard of football this tournament has been a lot better than 4 years ago. So I am pleased from that standpoint. I think the teams have produced a better quality in terms of all-round game than 4 years ago. in my opinion.
Fair enough.
So I pleased about that. I think I thought the football in Russia today. Football in Qatar. Well, it was lively. You had some good games.
I guess.
Yeah, you did. You did. So that's it from me. What about
Okay.
you, co-host? So that's how we get any sure. I done.
He does.
That's how
Let
we
me
get.
say thank you for having me. It was fun. I enjoyed it. You almost tell me, so you, hey, maybe we should talk. Maybe I should become a pundit. Yeah. Maybe I should become a pundit.
Maybe you should. Maybe
See
you should. He was saying he was thinking maybe he should become a pundit.
Nah.
We
But it was
just
fun.
got the
Thanks for
wrong
having me.
passports, man. No problem. We'll call you back for sure though. This ain't your last. This ain't your last appearance.
No calling back talking to EPL, you know.
Nah, man, we won't do that to you. We won't do that to you. Unfortunately, Barca ain't Champions League, so you can't ever say that we can call you back for a little Champions League.
They got to play
1-16
Manchester
play.
United. But he got to play Manchester United.
Nah, Europa League.
But he
We
can't
in
play
the big
Manchester
leagues.
United.
Chelsea and Liverpool in the big leagues.
I have
This
no
season.
listen. Damar have no part of this here. I ain't come to gloat. I have no part of this. That's all she.
Whatever. Not that I said this season. Next season might be a different story. Anyways, thank you for coming, Damar. We really appreciate your insights and everything. So yeah, that's it from us. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and join us next week. I think next week will be our last show for 2022. Gotta take a break, enjoy some Christmas and New Year stuff. And then we'll be back next year. Hopefully fresh. Hopefully happy and excited for another year. And yeah, that's basically it. Any closing words, Andrew? You can thank the guests for coming on. I mean,
yes, sorry. Well, Damar's my boy, so I was happy to have him. I was happy to have him. He brings a lovely, intelligent insight, knowledgeable about the game. Brings a different side of me as well in terms of when I go and respond to you sometimes, but it's all good, all fine. So yeah, hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yeah. So that's it from us. We hope you enjoyed the episode and see you next time.